Rockingham County news and information. Mike Moore Media.
Hey everybody, and welcome to At Home with ADTS, a monthly show where we look at the services and supports offered through Aging, Disability, and Transit Services, as well as discussing topics that we think may be of interest to older adults. I'm the Executive Director here at ADTS, Cathy Powers, and my co-host as always is Asheley Cooper, our Director of Adult Day Services. Aging, Disability, and Transit Services, or ADTS, has served our community since 1973, and our goal is to enhance the quality of life for people in Rockingham County, empowering them to achieve optimum health, well-being, independence, and participation in the community. But we can't do it alone. As federal and state funding remain stagnant, we rely heavily on community support to expand our services to meet the ever-growing needs. So we like to start every show by thanking the local businesses that have supported ADTS over the past year through our Community Partners Program. Thank you as always to Pelham Transportation, Carolina Apothecary, Wells Fargo, Home Trust Bank, CJ Medical, Sparks Oil, the Rockingham County Community Foundation, the Rockingham County Arts Council, Colonial Funeral Home, Church of the Epiphany, JDK Automotive, Wilkerson Funeral Home, Annie Penn Hospital, Eden Rotary, BB&T, Reedsville Rotary, Woodmont United Methodist Church, and Plaza Mini Storage. We thank you all for your continued support. We also want to give a special thank you to the United Way of Rockingham County for their long-time and generous support for our Meals on Wheels program. United Way of Rockingham County brings together local people to raise local dollars to meet local needs, and we want to thank everyone who continues to support the campaign and our local United Way. Joining us today, we have Sligh, our Senior Director of HR and Operations here at ADTS. We asked Catherine to join us today because we have quite a few job openings for the first time in quite a bit, and so we wanted to talk a little bit about the opportunities for employment that we have here, as well as highlighting some of the programs that the individuals would be working within. Thank you for joining us, Catherine.
Thanks for having me today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So I figured we just jump right in and talk about our CNA positions. Can you discuss what type of work they do?
Absolutely. So our CNAs work with our in-home services program. And basically what they do is they go into people's homes and they help with various different tasks, light housekeeping, grocery shopping, cooking meals. They help with some of the activities of daily living, like bathing, feeding sometimes, dressing, various different tasks depending on the client needs. We have people who go in maybe 2 hours a day to help a client, and then we have people who are working over 40, 50 hours a week with one particular client. We have aides that work with 2 or 3 clients in a week, and then we have aides that work with their family members. It just depends under which program, which funding that they get their services through. So right now we are always looking for good qualified CNAs, especially Western Rockingham, Eden, and Reedsville right now. We have clients who are currently waiting for services, and so we actively would like to recruit some good CNAs, 1 or 2 years experience with the CNA certification. We also are looking for people who have experience working with seniors in this capacity but may not be certified right now. We have other positions that would suit people who maybe are looking to get back into the workforce and would be interested in maybe pursuing a career in healthcare. So the way that CNAs or people who have aid experience can apply for a position is they can come into our front desk here and fill out a basic application form, and then we will review and contact them. They can go onto our Facebook page. We have several different job postings for the aides there. They can apply for any of them and we'll contact through them there. Or they can email a resume to my email, which is csligh@adtsorc.org. So that's the position we have for aides and in-home aides, in-home companions. We also have another open position within the in-home services department, which is for an RN. This is a very busy role.
A registered nurse.
Registered nurse, I should say. It's a very, very busy role. It's going out to people's homes, supervising the aides, looking at the care plan, doing assessments, and really just keeping an eye on the quality and quantity of the service that is being provided to the client. They do work in conjunction with our case managers who would be managing the service that we provide. But it is a very busy role. It's based here in the office insofar as you have a desk and an office at the office, but most of the time you're going to be out in the field working with clients that you're assigned to throughout the county. And it's a busy role, but it's a very rewarding role because you get to meet clients at their homes, in their own home environment, and you really get to make very strong friendships and relationships with people who live throughout the community, and our aides are all fabulous and really appreciate the direction the RN gives them. So they're the two jobs that we have available right now in home. I say two jobs, but of course if we have 50 CNAs coming here, we would be very, very happy to hire all 50 of them. It just depends on good quality. We want to make sure that we're getting good quality people.
Catherine, can you talk a little bit about the benefits that we offer to our CNAs? I know that that's a distinction that we always like to promote. The CNAs work flexible schedules. Like Catherine said, some people require overnight shifts, some people work weekends, some people work traditional hours, 8 to 4 kind of schedule. But we do have some enhanced benefits that we like to promote for the CNAs.
Absolutely. The first one is the flexible schedule, because usually we'll have a client or can work your schedule around what the client requires. The second thing would be is that we offer paid vacation, and we have vacation days that our aides can take and can save up if they want to go away for a week with their family or whatever. They have paid vacation time, and that's something that we're really proud that we offer here. We also offer the more traditional benefits, like health care through Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. We have dental, vision, cancer insurance. We offer life insurance, short-term and long-term disability. We also have our a retirement plan that we offer as well. And I think truly one of the benefits that any aide will know is the benefit of working with somebody that's a senior. I spoke to an aide really literally this morning, and she was telling me that she had been at the funeral of one of her old clients, and her daughter had approached her and said that you made such a difference in somebody's life. And it really brought tears to my eye, and I was only hearing it as a second-hand story, but the aide was profoundly touched by the family member even recognizing her in the midst of everybody at the funeral, but also as well that her care had made such a difference in somebody's life. And that really, it's not a benefit that you can sell on a job description or anything like that, but it's something that's an intrinsic benefit to people who work in this industry. It means a lot to people. You are making a difference when you work in that type of a role.
Right. Absolutely. And also I think that In-Home Provides isn't a very attentive supervisor. Cathy is always very easy to get a hold of. The aides talk about how respected they feel by her, how she goes to bat for them, and they feel supported, and that they can reach her any time of day, which for a lot of places when they work, I feel like it's just like it's a box shop, and here it's a little bit more intimate interaction with your supervisor, which I think provides her an opportunity to find a better match for you too, so that way you're not kind of jumping around a lot. So,
absolutely. Well, and one of the things that we promote with all of our services is person-centered planning, and we try to take into consideration for our clients not just what is important for them, but also important to them. And I think we take that same approach with our staff in the field and try to, as best as we can, align with preferences and recognize that some people may have different needs or may not be able to work in certain environments, and we take those under consideration whenever we can.
Absolutely.
And there's also another program under in-home is companion care. Are we currently looking for anyone in that?
We will always look at resumes for companion care, but there's really not as great a need as we have for CNAs and aides right now.
And can you explain, I'm sorry, a little bit about what companion care is?
Companion care is basically somebody going in and doing, the same kind of scenarios in in-home aid. They go in, but they're more not really helping with the ADLs. They're more helping with kind of companionship, maybe a little bit of grocery shopping, some light housekeeping, but mainly it's to keep the clients socialized within their own home. It's not a more of a medical or activities of daily living need. But certainly somebody who has some time available and feels that they might suit that kind of environment, meeting new people and basically helping them with their day-to-day life without getting too much into the personal care. Certainly we would accept resumes, and then as positions come up, we would consider. Like, I could tell you now, we have no positions available for companion care. I could walk out the door and Cathy could tell me, I'm looking for 2 companions, can you get me them immediately?
Right.
So, and it's the same with the aides as well. It just really depends on client need coming in and day to day. It literally changes day to day. So the best thing to do is, if you feel you're interested in this kind of a career, just send your resume in, and then we can work from there.
So, and again, the registered nurse would be working in the in-home department, overseeing the team of CNAs that are out in the community. A lot of people don't know how many employees we have. I think we're over, 330, 340 now?
We had 342 this morning.
Yeah, so we're in the top 20 for employers across the county, which is something that we're really proud of and always growing because the needs continue to grow. We're also looking for a nurse that will begin to work directly with our case managers. Right now, our current nursing team in the in-home department, there's a lot of overlap between those departments, but the CAP program, which is the Medicaid waiver, that's an alternative to nursing facility placement, has some changes coming down the wire that are proposed in October, and we are already putting some fillers out for finding a nurse that could work exclusively within that department, doing very comprehensive in-home assessments for the individuals who are at that level of care. We serve we usually serve at any given time around 340 individuals across Rockingham County, and so we would be looking for a nurse who would visit them annually in their homes to complete that pretty comprehensive assessment of medical history and various conditions and medications that they're on and those type of things.
Yeah, it's a very interesting role for an RN who has experienced a lot in their career perhaps, and now they want to get more into a community-based career, if you like, because it does offer a little bit more hands-on in relation to doing assessments and making sure that people qualify and get qualified for services that they can have through the CAP program. But it's again a busy role throughout all the county, but it's a very rewarding role. Mm-hmm. It's a new role to us. We have a general idea, very good idea of what we're looking for in relation to this, but because it's a new role and new kind of something that all kinds of services across North Carolina are going to have to facilitate, we're going to be learning with this role. We have had our RNs in the in-home services work in a similar capacity, but it may not stay the same type of role. We just have to wait and see. So we're looking for somebody who may be interested in getting into this as a career and then working with us depending on what the requirements come out from the state.
And I'm assuming both those RN positions are 40 hours a week. They're full-time.
37.5 hours a week. Now, I will say that it's 37.5 hours a week is what we work here, but nobody works those hours.
Right.
It's a lot more hours than that.
Right.
As needs be. It's not that we work you to the bone or anything, but it's that as needs be. And we certainly, anybody who works in the office here in the RN capacity, they do have that flexible schedule as well. We offer some, all the benefits benefits that we offer our aides and everything, but we also have a very, very good paid time off program for our staff here at the office, a retirement plan, and as you know, all the other benefits too. The thing about it is that you have to love this kind of work, and people who love this kind of work tend to make it their life. And sometimes for me as an HR manager, I have to speak to the nurses and say, you need to back off a little bit and take some time off yourself, you know.
Life balance.
Life balance, for work-life balance for sure. But it's great that we can hire people who are so enthused and so have such a great heart for the people that we serve in the agency, because if without that we would not have such a good reputation in the community for the services that we provide. It's our people who really build up our reputation, and we're very happy in HR to be able to support all our people.
And I'm also assuming it's a salary position as well. Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Yes, it is.
So let's talk a little bit about the Leaf Center. So the Adult Day Health, Adult Day Care program located here in Reidsville, of course, is Asheley's baby that she runs on a day-to-day basis. And I know that we have a couple of openings there, but can you talk a little bit first just about what the center is and what kind of activities go on there, and what Adult Day Health is?
Sure, absolutely. So Cathy's correct. It's a duly licensed adult day care, adult day health facility. And what does that mean exactly? So adult day care is for anybody who is 60 and older or 18 and older with a disability who are needing some socialization, maybe some interaction, physical interaction and supports. They're maybe spending a lot of time in front of the television or asking a lot of the same questions over, and they're just not being engaged as they should be. And so the caregivers are looking for a place, or they may be looking for a place to kind of spend their time and their day. Adult Day Health is all of that, plus the individual might need some medication support. So, and that leads, we'll talk about our nursing opening. But basically, it's anybody who needs some type of medication assistance throughout the day. Maybe they need to take their medications, maybe they need their blood sugar checked, or shots or anything like that. We can do all of those things at the center. But we do provide a pretty active day throughout the day. We do music, we do exercise, we go on field trips, we have people come into the center, speakers, we had the line dancers in this week as well. We really tried to engage them mentally, physically, as well as spiritually. We also have a couple ministers from the community who come in as well and spend a little time. But basically, we have a really good time. We laugh and play all day long. But our main point is to keep people as independent as long as possible, but also to have a sense of purpose. So that way, when they wake up in the morning, they're excited about getting up and having their day fulfilled. So we do provide 2 snacks, a morning snack and an afternoon snack, and then a catered lunch through Golden Corral in the afternoon. So it's a busy day. Usually by the end of the day, everybody looks kind of glassed over and is ready for a nap. That includes the staff as well. But it's a really good time. Usually everybody always says that we just laugh and have and play all day long. So it is truly a labor of love, though. But we are currently looking for a part-time RN, or a healthcare coordinator is what we call them, and it's roughly 25, 30 hours a week. It's a lot of times people go part-time, but if you're a mom who was an RN and would like to get back to work, but still wants to be a stay-at-home mom, the hours are from 10 a.m. to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, with an occasional, we have a staff meeting once a month, and then there's like an occasional call-in for a team meeting or something like that. But it's a great place for them to come and be able to keep their licensure and interact with seniors and people with developmental disabilities. There's also an expectation that they will do some type of care planning as well. So they have to do individual service plans as well as healthcare plans. And it tends to be a little bit more paperwork, but we also check vitals throughout the month. So so they do get some interaction, quite a bit of interaction actually, with the participants. And then they reach out and speak with the caregivers, make sure there's not any medical issues. They do some reconciliation as well. And so, it's a good roundabout type of way to stay engaged if you're an RN, but maybe not wanting all of the responsibility.
Clinicals.
Yes. But I will say that they do oversee, we are a clinical site for the Rockingham County Nursing Program, Rockingham County Community College Nursing Program. So there's a little bit of management of that, but that's only once a year, and it's pretty easy and straightforward. So, but yeah, so it's a really, they seem to really enjoy it. Most of the staff stay for a very long time until they're ready to retire. And it's a great position for maybe if you're looking to retire and still kind of want to stay engaged. It's a great position for that as well.
And the working conditions down there, you have that brand new site. I guess it's
Yes.
2 years now?
2.5 years.
2.5 years, but it still looks brand spanking new. It's got that new smell about it, so it's a nice place, a nice office to work, yeah.
It is.
And the location?
Yes, it's in Reedsville. It's 104 North Washington Avenue. It's part of the R-Care complex. And I always say people, it's in the shape of a nail and we're on the short side. So, but it is really nice. A lot of people, when they come through, just can't believe how nice it still looks outside and or inside. And there's opportunities for them to hang out outside as well. So, yeah, it's a really great, fun place to work. So it's not a place you have to take yourself too seriously. So, yes.
Any other openings, changes at Leaf?
No, actually, we just finished.
Yeah.
But much like Catherine said, I could walk out the door and something had happened and somebody needs to leave. So we're always looking to take application and resumes, but right now we are full.
Awesome. All right, so let's go on to the next program. So far we've got what? CNAs all across the county with varied work schedules, flexible work schedules. We have 2 full-time registered nurses that would operate out of the office with a traditional work week of Monday through Friday, 37 and a half hours on paper. And then, of course, we have Asheley's part-time nurse that would work based in Reedsville at the Leaf Center for 25 hours a week?
25, 30 hours.
Okay. 10 to 3, you said, Monday through Friday. So a lot of great opportunities there if anyone's interested. We also wanted to talk a little bit about our nutritional programs. We have 2 programs, of course, that people are probably familiar with. Of course, we have Meals on Wheels that we administer throughout the county, and we also have what's known as Meals with Friends, which is the sister program to Meals on Wheels. Meals with Friends are for people who may meet the eligibility criteria for Meals on Wheels, meaning over 60 and at risk for food insufficiency. But they're able to drive, they're able to get out of the house, they don't meet that homebound criteria. So we have 4 congregate nutrition sites across the county with site managers at all of those locations. And we are looking for an additional person for that team. Catherine, could you talk a little bit about that?
For sure. This position is a position where we're really looking for somebody who's the right fit, but not really in terms of maybe availability or experience. We're looking for the right fit for the team, because for being a nutritional site manager, you really need to have that relationship that you can build up with the people who are coming to the site. That's more important than anything else. What this person will be doing is working, it's a part-time role. They'll be working in the mornings. They would open up the site in the morning and kind of get it ready for participants to arrive. The first thing they will be doing is working with the Golden Corral delivery person to make sure that the meals were correct for the volunteers that come to collect meals for the Meals on Wheels. The Meals on Wheels hot meals are collected from each nutrition site every morning. So they have to make sure that the volunteers collect them, and if the volunteer doesn't show up, that they call the office here so that somebody can take over that route and make sure that those meals on wheels have to get delivered. Then they would work with their volunteers. Every nutritional site has a volunteer group of people who would get the site ready. Basically what that would be is putting the food into the hot pans, testing temperatures, that kind of thing. and really just being there to talk and guide people as they eat their food and get a hot meal. There is a lot of paperwork in relation to making sure food temperatures are correct, making sure that the people who have signed up are getting the correct amount of food, nutritional value, and that if people do want to sign up for the service, they would do all the paperwork for it too. Also as well, they would be responsible for maybe organising an activity for the people at the site. That could be something as simple as maybe doing a bingo game, or it could be getting a speaker in to talk about maybe some health issue or a nutritional topic or something. But really it's a site, a position where you really need to have that heart to be able to work and interact with seniors. It's a very, very flexible role in terms of what you need to do. Besides our own paperwork, you can get some guidance in relation to speakers and activities, but really, if you feel that everybody there loves knitting and they want to do a knitting workshop, that's what you can set up, a knitting workshop. Now, there's gentlemen that go there too, and I'm not saying gentlemen don't want to do knitting too, but just to show you that there is a flexibility there for you to use your own kind of imagination about what you want to do with that nutritional side. Now, it's not a need, an urgent need. We're looking for the right person. If you feel that this is the position for you, just send in your resume and we'll take a look at it and we'll interview you. But if we don't fill this position by Christmas, we're not going to be too worried about it. We want to get the right fit there. We've seen times when maybe we didn't have the right fit, and we want to make sure that we get it right. So if you want to apply, just come into the front desk and drop in your resume, fill out an application, and we'll go from there.
So that elusive people person quality that people talk about,
absolutely.
That's important. And now that you mention resumes and people coming by to fill out resumes, my desk is very close to the front desk, and so I hear people come in a lot and say, I filled out an application, especially for drivers. A lot of people, those are very visible positions, and people want to follow up and say, okay, well, I filled out an application, what's next? So we do keep applications on file for a year.
We keep them for a little over a year here
Okay.
on site. We have to keep them for 3 years, but we bring them down to our storage area after a certain amount of time. But you may apply for a position now, and it may not be, it may not be the best position for you, but we review all positions and applications that come in for all the jobs. Now, of course, if you came in and you said you only wanted to work as a CDL driver, I'm not going to look at your resume to see if you would fit into a nutrition site manager role. But we certainly are looking at applications as they come in and saying, okay, that job is gone, they may not be suitable for this job, but we may have something else that they could be suitable for. So the general process is you apply. When the application comes in here, we review it and we send it over to the directors of each of the programs, and they would review it and decide if they want to do interviews. Then we would go through the interview process, and at that stage then we would do the hiring or whatever. But your application doesn't lose life just after we've hired. We make sure that we keep you in mind for other positions, especially the driver positions. They are few and far between. We may be looking for a driver by the end of the summer here. We have a lot of driver applications on file. What we will do is we will go through all the driver applications that we have received in the last 3 years, and then once we do that, we will be able to decide who we'll bring in for interview.
Awesome. So I think that's all we have time for today, but Catherine, I really appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely.
We would love to have you join our team. Lots of great positions. It's a great place to work. I've been here 20 years next week, so coming up on my anniversary. Most people who come stay for a long time, so please come join us. One last thing I did want to mention is we still have a lot of fans available. It maybe hasn't been quite as hot quite as soon this summer as some years, but we have a surplus of fans that we're still wanting to give out. Qualifications for the fans is that the person has to be over the age of 60 or have a documented disability, and they cannot have received a fan in the previous year. So if you're interested, please give us a call, or you can come by the office at 105 Lawsonville Avenue. In Reedsville, we do need a photo ID or verification of age for someone to get the fan. And that's it. We appreciate everyone listening, and we hope you can join us again next month. Bye.